guys, how's it going? I hope you are fun and fabulous. I am here today to share with you an episode that I'm doing for Arm Lutheran Radio, so stay tuned. So at Arm Lutheran Radio, I have a short segment that is called Mia's Motivations, and it's basically anything that motivates me to share with the listeners. And a lot of our shooting tips, hunting tips, tips about speaking out and stuff like that for our Second Amendment rights and so forth. This episode for them, I wanted to share with you because it's something that I hope everybody will pay attention to and everyone can stand to listen to the tips. It's something that I read on a site called Style Me Tactical, and I'll be reading it with you here today, so let me get into it. In this day and age, we have a lot of things that when I was a child were thought like you would have been crazy to have. My grandparents and my dad even, he would think we're just insane to have listening devices in our hands, our cell phones, and in our homes, the Alexas and the Google Home. And also televisions, even TVs listen so they can present ads to you, and that way they can make more money. And who doesn't want to make more money? We all want to make more money, right? Of course we do. But something that also is quite amazing is that nowadays we accept rides from strangers. Total strangers. We tap on our device and order up a car and we hop in with a total stranger. Taxis, when I was a kid, were pretty scary as it was, and now we've got random people driving up and picking us up. These companies, Uber and Lyft, they do background checks on their drivers and they have records and so forth. But what's going on is people are hopping in cars that they thought was their ride that really weren't. And so Style Me Tactical has 8 tips that we really need to pay attention to. I'm going to read them to you, and I may interject a thought or two in between, but I definitely think that you and your families should have a look at these as well. I'll put a link in the notes to Style Me Tactical. If you have any comments that you would like to leave, then leave them. And if you have other tips besides the ones I'm sharing, I'd love to hear them. And I'm sure others would too. 8 rideshare safety tips on stylemetactical.com. Number 1, always verify the car you are getting into by double checking that the license plate, make, and model of the car matches the information on the app. It's impossible to know what every car model looks like, but start with the car's make and color. Then verify the license plate. That is your key. If the license plate number doesn't match what is in the app, don't get in. The driver can, I'm going to insert a word here, the driver can complain about it and make excuses, but if it doesn't match, don't take a chance. Report the discrepancy with the app's customer service. Don't fret over any potential cancellation fee you might be charged, because your life isn't worth that fee, and most likely the service will reimburse the charge. And that is 100% true. One thing I will note is that on Uber and Lyft, they actually give you a little picture of the car and what it looks like, so you have an idea of what a Toyota Corolla looks like. And then you know what that looks like as the cars are driving up. License plate. Take a second. It only takes a second to verify the license plate with what you've got on your app. Do it. Your life depends on it. Number 2, before you get in, ask the driver who the ride is for. Have the driver tell you your name. If he can't tell or doesn't know, don't get in. You can also ask for the driver to verify his name, and you can make sure that it matches what is in the app as well. We're so forthcoming with information nowadays. Don't tell them, "Hi, I'm Mia. Are you here for me?" Because of course the stranger is going to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm here to pick you up, blah, blah, blah," you know. So use some common sense and ask them who they're there for, ask them their name, make sure everything matches. It just takes a second. Don't be in too much of a hurry. Number 3, once you are in your ride, Uber has a feature where you can share your route with another person. This allows the person or persons you sent this to track your route. I'm not sure about Lyft as I don't use it, but I'm sure they have a similar feature. So that's a great thing. Share where you're going. So if somebody is watching, somebody that you love or loves you, cares about you, will watch where you're going, and hopefully they can be a help if need be. And if you know if Lyft has that feature, will you please let us know? Give us a comment. Number 4, choose to sit in the back seat of the car instead of sitting in the front seat. By sitting in the back, you've got a little barrier between you and the driver. This allows you to keep an eye on the driver and where you are going. While it's not much distance between you and the driver, it's better than being right next to them. The back seat gives us some distance where you can potentially have time to draw your self-defense tool should you need to. You can also discreetly text, and it also provides 2 doors to get out from versus the one in the passenger seat. Something to note here, I don't know if you've seen several of these reports about abductions and so forth, is one of them that I read that she was actually in the back seat, but the child-proof locks were enabled. Take caution and have plans, know how to defend yourself, take some classes. I'll put some links to defense tools in the notes. And speaking about making a little money, most of the links that I include in my notes are to an affiliate program where I can make a couple of cents. So I really appreciate it if you do use them. Number 5, it's perfectly normal to talk with your driver, but be cautious of the information you give out. I've had a mix of drivers, some super talkative and others we don't really speak except for the informalities of verification and a quick exchange of pleasantries. But for those that love to talk and are ones that really are inquisitive, be mindful of the information you're telling. I'll have drivers that, while the conversation is harmless and are just making conversation, they will ask and make comments such as, "This is a nice neighborhood. Is this where you live?" And my answer always is, "No, I had an errand in the neighborhood." It just kind of creeps me out when they start getting a little too nosy. That tip there is a great one for every day of your life, whether you're at the gas pump, whether you're in line at the grocery store. Don't give too much personal information to strangers. Number 6, within the app itself, keep your profile information minimal. Uber doesn't share your actual phone number with the driver. The driver has access to contact you, but it is through the app where the number is made anonymous. For your name, instead of providing your full name and last name, just include your first name and the first initial of your last name. Personally, I don't include a photo in my app either. I don't think it is necessary, and that's another thing where if you adhere to rule number 2 and you ask who are you here for, they don't need your picture, so it's okay. Number 7, when it comes time to order your ride-sharing service, wait inside to request your ride. Don't wait on the corner of the street with your head down in your phone. If you can request your ride inside and wait inside until your car arrives. Be mindful of the time of day and the area you are requesting your ride. That's another one. If there is a doorman, if you're at a hotel or something like that, ask them to keep an eye out. Ask them for help because they definitely will be helpful. And another thing, with your head down in your phone, you have no situational awareness, so get your nose out of your phone. I mean, maybe have the app open so you can glance and double check that license plate, but that's about it. You don't need to be texting or doing your social media at that time. Number 8. If you're in an unfamiliar city and staying at a hotel, check with a concierge to see if they recommend any ride share services. Some cities don't have ride sharing, so it's good to double check and see what is available. Additionally, you can always map out your destination using the map app on your phone so that you have an idea where you need to go before requesting your ride. As I mentioned before, if you have any other tips that you would recommend, let me know. I'd love to hear your comments. This writer does have a bonus tip, and the bonus tip says, "I feel this should go without saying, but always buckle up." Those are the tips, and I hope that this will help you a little. Please share advice. I do have something else I'd like to share with you. In the links below, I'll include an affiliate link, but I have a link to a book, and it's called The Gift of Fear. The Gift of Fear is a great book, and it's one that I highly recommend as a present. The gift, present, haha, yeah. So I recommend that if you haven't read it, read it and pass it on, give that to somebody else. Because the gift of fear is something that we all have inside of us. We just need to pay attention to our inner voice and listen to that intuition when it tells us that something's not quite right. Keep that in mind, and on that note, have a great one. See you next time. Bye, guys.